everybody, I'm Tom Vassal.
I'm Ruby.
Ruby's super nervous about being here today, but I'm not going to have her here for very long. Ruby is my youngest daughter and the second youngest Vassal. Also, last night we played a game, a speed game, and I whooped her. It was like 20-3. How'd that feel to lose? There was tears everywhere. What?
It was 8-4.
So, and you lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Alrighty, so just a quick thing. I just thought I would have a few of my kids on today. And Ruby is easily my most talkative kid, and since we put this mic on and turned on the video, she is saying absolutely nothing, which is super helpful. But if you have any questions, Ruby, what grade are you in?
Fifth.
Fifth. And you're talking to the camera. This person says, Ruby is awesome. That is not true. Let's see. Your hair is so pretty, jealous. No answers so far? Alrighty. I got this. Let's see here. Alrighty. Well, anyway, today is November 11, 2019. Veterans Day. So if you have served your country honorably, I salute you. Thank you very much for that. And let's see, other things going on. If you haven't caught the idea of this over the past few weeks, Mike DeLisio has joined us here at Dice Tower as a full-time video editor, and you'll see some content from him as time goes by too. Some transitioning into that. Probably have him do the live Q&A next week. All right, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Eevee.
Really? Why? Isn't there like 5 Eevees?
That's her evolutions.
So she changes, but doesn't she have the most evolutions?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Ruby really likes Pokemon. Have you watched all the Pokemon cartoons?
No, just some.
You've watched like over 100.
I've watched 3.
100? Or 3? 3 cartoons? You have watched way more than 3 Pokemon. What's your favorite TV show?
Naruto?
I have so many Naruto fans in my household. I think Violet likes it the most. She knows the most about it. So, alrighty. Is your dad smarter than a 5th grader? Yes. So glad I put Ruby on camera today. You know you can talk to the camera, right? Okay. Well, anywho, what is your favorite Eevee evolution?
Leafeon.
If your dad was a Pokemon, which would he be? Blastoise? What's Blastoise? What's Blastoise? Is that a Pokemon?
What's that?
Someone asked that question. They said if your dad was a Pokemon, what would it be?
Snorlax.
Is that good?
You don't want to know.
Why? Is Snorlax a positive Pokemon?
I guess you could say that.
Well, it's better than being Mewtwo.
Why would you want to be Mewtwo?
I don't. All right. Lots of games coming up, reviews coming up this week. Working on some reviews as soon as we're done here. Lots of games to play. Man, it is a good time to be a gamer for sure. But I mean, I'm just sitting there in piles looking at these really good games. I have a pile of games over there I'm taking to the game night tomorrow. And there's so many good games I'm leaving behind. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll get to you eventually. What's your favorite book?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diarrhea of a Wimpy Kid. That's really gross. What's your favorite movie?
Detective Pikachu.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet. What's your favorite TV show? We already said that. Naruto. I have not heard anything about the new board game that Riot Games is working on, if they are so indeed working on a board game. What's your favorite board game?
Telestrations.
Telestrations, really?
Yes, I love that game.
Okay, cool. Oh my word. Just as a quick heads up, if you say, will you review something, 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 probably. There's, again, like 800 games came out of Essen. I have reviewed, Essen's been over for 2 weeks, so I've been able to review 24 games since then. So I will get to these games as quickly as possible. I also like to review the smaller games in the middle of the bigger games, so you'll see a variety of big name games and small games coming. Did I consider Hail Hydra for my top 10 stand-up moments? Not really. I really enjoyed it, but I don't remember any time where there's been a stand-up moment in it. Did you watch that sham with Roy, Mark, and Brian last night? Very questionable choices. Nah, not particularly. I mean, I watched part of it. I mean, they have their choice of what they have. If I had been on there, it would have been different. Gloomhaven would have gone farther, for sure. Alrighty, Ruby. Well, I'm going to let you go because I know you're being super shy here. Why don't you send in the redhead? Here, we'll unclip this. She'll get over that. If you meet Ruby, she's not even a little bit shy. I don't know what happened there. What do you do if you get a rule wrong in a review? Do you address it in the comments? Actually, it depends what the rule is. If it's a very minor rule, I don't mention it usually in the comment section. But if it's a major rule, we might. If it's something that completely changes gameplay, I'll go back and re-record the whole review. Any possibility you could live stream Sam and include him in the top 10 list after he leaves? No, there's no possibility of that. I don't mean that to be in a rude way. It's just that it's extremely difficult. If it was an easy thing to live stream someone in to do a top 10, we would have done that a long time ago with lots of people. But live streaming to you is already one internet connection. Live streaming with somebody else on board can work, but it's not going to be nearly as good. The reactions back and forth aren't as good. If you see me and Eric, we do our podcast live now, and so that works, but it's just not as good, and the reactions aren't just as there. So, not to mention, Sam is going to get a job somewhere and be busy doing that. So, will he still be part of the Dice Tower? Sure, in some manner or fashion, I'm sure. I'm just not sure at what point in this time. But we'll talk more about this as we get closer. Here, you're... What is your most frequently asked question on these FAQs? What do you think of what you might call? Hey, this is my... No, you gotta... Oh, I'm sorry. Gotta look good for the camera. All right, this is my number 3 daughter. Not favorite daughter. She's in the top 6 for that. Holly, the other redhead in my family besides Jimmy.
Hello.
As you can see, all my kids are very, very excited to be on camera. Alrighty, so if you have questions for Holly. Now, Holly is not much of a gamer, but she does like one type of game that she plays with us, and that's the escape room games. We're currently playing through, what's that game? Escape Tales? That really freaky one. You were not happy with the ending of the last scenario. You cannot spoil it for people, though. So if you have questions for Holly, do you have plans on having events for PAX Unplugged? Well, we're going to be doing a top 10 list at PAX Unplugged. And I'll be involved with another event which has not been announced yet. Am I planning to attend UK Games Expo 2020? We're still talking about that. We haven't decided yet. Hi, Holly. Hi, Holly. Hi, Holly. How many different natural hair colors are in your family?
I don't know. You have brown hair. Mommy has dark brown hair. Melody has brown hair. Amy has blonde hair. I have red hair. Violet, Ruby, and Clara have dirty blonde hair. And then Jimmy has red hair.
So 4?
4 maybe?
We have every color except black. No one has black hair, right?
No.
And no one has white hair yet. Oh, actually, you forgot that because Momo has gray hair. What do you mean? Shh. It's not like it's not like you can't see it. Are you going to take Holly to Matches of Madness escape room in Canada? No, I don't even think I'm going to go there. Have you ever been to an escape room?
No.
A real one? There's one down in the Keys. Should we go? No, I think we should go as a family. And then we'll all yell at each other the whole time. Is there any Korean foods that your dad likes that you can't stand?
Do you like Korean pancakes?
No, not really.
No.
You don't like them?
No.
No, I don't really care for them. Holly really likes Korean food, I think.
Bibimbap. Is that Korean food?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't like bibimbap?
No.
Bibimbap's amazing. You know why? I know why you don't like bibimbap. Because there's vegetables in it. Holly hates vegetables, as a general matter, of course.
I don't like anything in it. The meat isn't that good.
Why are you talking like
Because
we're in a cathedral? Okay. Is Captain America overrated in Endgame? No! No! Captain America's the best part of Endgame. He is. Are you on Amy's team?
Yeah.
Amy's an Iron Man fan. Holly, what's the worst game you've ever played?
I don't know. There was that one game, like years ago, that we played that we didn't even finish because it was so bad.
That doesn't actually narrow it down. We've done that with a lot of games.
I remember the one game. It was just so bad that we couldn't finish it.
Holly, how annoying is your dad with all his game stuff?
Yeah, no. 7 out of 10.
What's a 7 out of 10? What are you ranking?
Of how annoying you are about games?
Oh, thanks. What's your favorite book? That was your favorite movie? Avengers Endgame.
It's okay movie.
It's okay?
It's okay. It's a good movie. It's not the best movie.
Oh, okay. It's technically Avengers Endgame. You don't have a favorite movie?
No.
TV show?
No.
Will you have a big Thanksgiving dinner? Oh, yes. In fact, last night I spent a long time working on the list of food for that. Huh?
You did?
I did. It was, I think, after you went to bed. I was working on, we're going to have turkeys, 3 fried turkeys and 1 brine turkey. We're going to have honey baked ham. We're going to have corn and Cajun corn with sausage, green bean casserole, carrots, brown sugar.
Sugar. Oh, carrots with brown sugar?
Yeah. We're going to have roasted Brussels sprouts, which is probably the only healthy thing in the whole meal. Homemade cranberry sauce, stuffing, dressing, whatever. Pickled eggs.
Sweet potatoes with mushrooms. Not mushrooms, marshmallows.
I wrote crap on the list. No, Mama, I hate sweet potatoes and I refuse to make them. So my wife always makes them. I make everything else Thanksgiving, and she makes the mashed potatoes.
Gravy.
And gravy. We're trying something different with gravy this year. And I think that's rolls. We gotta get some rolls, and then pie, and 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 pie. Alrighty. Who's the best at cooking, your dad or your mom?
My mother.
Yeah, I won't argue that. Mostly.
That much. You don't cook that much.
Yeah, that's true. Are you getting the Disney streaming service so you can watch The Mandalorian? Yes. Let's see. Would you ever try a turducken? I think it's like a duck stuffed inside a turkey, or a turkey and stuff.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, we try almost. We have all kinds of food. What's the most embarrassing thing your dad's ever done? I don't believe I've ever been embarrassing. What?
Talking to other people who you don't know. Who are children, and you're just like talking to them and like. Why?
Are you talking about the other night?
Yes.
That girl was rude.
Well, yeah, but you don't talk to her.
Someone had to tell her she was being rude. The kids don't like it when I say things when I point out stuff. She was erroneous in her logic.
Well, yeah, but you don't point it out in front of them.
Can we come over for Thanksgiving dinner? I apologize, we're full. It is a family thing. Melody's coming over for Thanksgiving dinner with her boyfriend and his family. You know you're being recorded. Melody could be watching. You need to pretend you like her boyfriend. Does everyone at your house love key lime pie? Somebody doesn't like key lime pie. Who is it? Is it you? Really? I don't care though because.
I like banana. It's not sweet.
Ah, do you like pumpkin pie?
Yes.
Well, then we're good. I'm gonna get pumpkin pie too. I get that to distract people from the key lime pie. Alrighty, turducken is a duck stuffed in a chicken stuffed in a turkey with layers of stuffing between each meat. Yeah. All right. Are people still like going on about Avengers Endgame? It was amazing. You cannot change my mind about it. Alrighty, I'll let Holly go because she's nervous about being here. Send in the clown. Oh, watch out. I got it. What's your top 10 list at PAX going to be about? Well, you'll have to wait and see. We're billing it as the last live top 10 with Sam. The last one we do at a convention, for sure. But maybe not. Let's hope her boyfriend isn't watching. Alrighty, 8. And now the final part of this 3-person episode is my second oldest daughter, Amy, who has the best taste when it comes to movies because she likes to eat. Oh, what's your favorite movie?
I'm supposed to have one?
Fine. Amy doesn't like making lists at all.
No.
But it would be, Amy likes the Avengers. She's the only person in my family who likes the movies as much as me, I think.
What Avengers? What about Melody?
Oh, that's true. However, Amy also unfortunately likes the whole DC Universe nonsense.
Nothing wrong with DC.
Whoa, the Flash is kind of silly.
No.
Okay, listen, the Flash is the fastest man alive.
Okay.
It says at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah.
And there's been at least how many people proven to be faster than him?
But they end up dying anyway, so.
So therefore not the fastest.
Exactly.
This is Amy. She's a senior in high school. She's going to college. Now here's the very weird thing about Amy. Well, there's actually many. But Amy is the least gamerish person in the Dice Tower, in the Vasa family. That's fine. But if there's someone who's most likely to end up working for the Dice Tower, it's also Amy.
Melody?
No, Melody said wanted to be a teacher. But Amy's very interested in graphic design and video editing and photography. She's amazing at it and does a fantastic job. Is always taking pictures of everyone and everything. If you're around her, you are being photographed.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm lying. It's the truth of it, right? She's also the most popular kid around. Very famous.
How am I famous?
I don't know. But the kids all like her, which is a rarity for a vassal since we're usually outcasts and vagabonds.
It's because I don't remain silent.
Holly just said I don't remain silent. Someone asked Holly if I was embarrassing, and she said I talk to kids who are not part of our family.
She does.
She was talking about that hayride.
Yeah.
What? That kid was being rude.
How? You told him to beat the other kid up. Like, you told him to run faster so they can, like, topple the other kid.
Wait, what are we Oh, that kid. That was a different thing. No, that was 2 kids running at each other. I just shouted for the one kid to run faster.
Exactly.
What's wrong with that? Okay, well, someone needed to Are any of our kids left-handed?
Jamie.
Yeah, he's the only one, actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Amy going to watch The Mandalorian with you?
What's that?
The Star Wars TV show.
Oh. Well, I'm assuming we're all watching it.
I've not seen Amy since the Korean videos. It's been a while. Yes, that's true. What kind of photography? People? Landscapes? What kind of photography do you like doing?
People.
Why? You should explain this. Yeah, this is something that you talked to me about. Like, why do you not like taking pictures of landscapes and things like that?
Well, I like to interact with people because with people it's different because I like to work with people and like see what kind of like different things that you can do. Because with like nature, there's like nobody there, and I feel like it's emotionless. So like, I like just there's different ideas when it comes to people.
I want to hear more about the hayride. No, okay, listen. There was just some kid sitting in the hayride, and we all got in this hayride, right? And some kid was sitting there just bragging all about how awesome they were. And then she said, I'm not going to sit in the hay because the hay is disgusting. And I said to her, good thing Jesus didn't think that. I didn't think that was that embarrassing. And then later on, not to the kid, well, never mind what I said later on, but I'm just saying that, I don't know, she would have fallen off the wagon if she hadn't moved.
I don't know. It's like prideful thinking.
All right. What's your favorite and least favorite thing about your dad?
Very outspoken, and
What part is that? Is that the favorite or least favorite?
why would that be? I'm supposed to say favorite too.
Thank you.
Are any of your kids vegetarian, vegan?
Are anybody? I don't. Usually, if you're going to be vegetarian or vegan, you determine that around Amy's age, or usually kids don't determine that on their own. I guess unless their parents are kind of pushing towards it.
I knew friends that were like 13, 12 that decided to become vegetarian.
Without any prompting from their parents?
It was just because they own like a lot of animals.
Ah, I see. Have you ever considered it?
Nope.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite book?
I like the series, the Unfortunate Events, but I also like A Walk to Remember.
I didn't know you read that. Oh, we had that book, don't we? Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I read the book before the movie.
Which one's better?
Well, obviously the book has more details about, they only mention Christmas in the movie.
I don't think I've read the book. I only read the last chapter. I want to see how it ended. It ended the same way the movie did. All right. Let's see. Why is Flash better than Captain America?
They're not even the same multiverse. Why?
Well, first of all, Captain America is like 10 times better than Flash, and I'll explain why. Captain America stands for truth and justice. Flash is just a kid who's in love and runs around really fast and causes all kinds of problems. Captain America has never messed with the timeline. In fact, Captain America fixed the timeline. Flash has messed up the timeline multiple times.
He fixed it, sort of.
Sort of. Captain America is a leader. Flash, I don't know if he's a leader or not.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a leader to be a good superhero, so I retract that point. Captain America has a really cool shield. Flash has a dorky helmet. To be fair, Captain America's first helmet was a little dorky.
Yeah.
Captain America is a way better fighter than Flash.
Well,
If Captain America had Flash's speed, he'd be the most powerful man alive.
Captain America does run fast.
And Captain America never gives up. Flash occasionally gives up.
It's being human. Captain America is like old. So I guess he has more integrity.
Thank you, KJ, KH, JHL, JKLKJ. How could you become a vegetarian in the Vasa household? Have you heard the Thanksgiving menu? Well, sure, but I mean, if one of our kids decided they'd become a vegetarian, I wouldn't, I guess, make them eat meat. I'd save money. You know, if they just want to be a vegetarian, I suppose.
Just good luck with that.
Where does Christmas Vacation rank among the Christmas movies? I don't know. I like it. But I don't know. I have to sit and do a Christmas movie list sometimes. Caps, And Flash is where exactly? Oh, I don't know what that means. Captain America is Mary Sue. Same as Superman. It's boring. Not really. Captain America. Have you seen the movies? He's really good. Oh, so good, so good.
Oh, did I actually say that? No.
He's old. That's what you said. Apparently, old people aren't human. You ageist. So anyway, yeah, Amy is 6 months away from college, so that's exciting.
6 months?
7, not too far.
No.
8,
No.
fine. Is it 9? December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July.
I leave in August.
August. Okay, fine. What's your favorite flavor of smoothie?
I like strawberry.
And it says you just boomered both me and Captain America. I'm not a boomer. I was born in '76. Captain America's not a boomer.
What does boomer mean?
Boomer are people who were born between World War II and '64, I believe is the date. There's like different generations. So there's the boomers, and then there's Gen X, and then there's millennials, and then there's whatever we call your group. What are you guys called? Teenagers. The worst generation of all.
You've been a teenager.
I don't remember it. When I was a teenager, we were perfect. Why can't they be like we were, perfect in every way? What's the matter with kids these days? Thor is better than Captain America? Well, he's stronger. I don't think he's better, though.
Are bitter that Captain America held the hammer.
Who would win? Comics Captain America or Chris Evans Captain America? Probably, I don't know. They're both good. Sounds like Amy, Howie, and Melody need to make a top 10 most embarrassing dad moments. No, there's no need for that. Yeah, Captain is the greatest generation, right?
Every day's embarrassing moments.
Really? Well, you can see Amy is my most shy child. Let's see. This is awkward. Oh, is it? It's so awkward.
How is it awkward?
I don't know. But I promised Amy that she would only be on for 5 minutes. Do you want to stay or go?
I don't want to work.
Well, you can leave when you wish to. What college will be? Same as Melody? Probably. Thor was a better movie than Captain America. Do you think so?
I mean, I've never finished the whole Captain America movie. I've watched most of it, but kind of gave up.
What about Captain America 2?
Which one's that one?
Winter Soldier.
Didn't we watch that together?
Yes. What about 3? Civil War.
Yeah, that was good.
That's really not a Captain America movie. That's really like
That
a
was Avengers.
Avengers movie. They just called that Captain America. Thor 3 though was amazing. I won't argue that. That's one of my favorite movies. I probably like it better than the Captain America movies, but
Ragnarok?
yeah. But that's not necessarily just because of Thor. It's because of Loki. It's because of Hulk. It's because of
It was amazing.
Korg.
Going into it, watching the first time.
Yeah,
amazing.
I laughed the whole movie.
Yeah.
Do you use a 3D printer? I don't have a 3D printer yet. Are any of your kids involved in sports? Not right now. Is anyone doing sports?
No.
Holly blades, but that's it. Amy, have you ever gone to Europe?
No.
Do you want to go to Europe?
Ruby's gone to Europe. I mean, sure, she was one.
She was one. She was in a backpack. I mean, not a backpack, but a carrier. A backpack would be kind of bad. Does Amy use Discord? No.
What's Discord?
That's like a chat thing. You use, what do you use the chat? Snapchat?
I use texting.
Ah. Winter Soldier is the best MCU movie. It is a good one. Why is there always a need of this? Is this or that character better than others? They're all great. No, I like to rank everything.
Yeah.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, my favorite character is Captain America. I really like him. Number 2 is probably Korg. Stupid character to like.
Rocks.
I like Korg. Who else? Ant-Man I think is great. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Iron Man's a pain in the neck. I like Pepper Potts. Oh, I like War Machine. War Machine is awesome. Hulk's okay. I mean, I like them all. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to pick like the top people. Oh, Groot. I'm sorry, Groot and Drax.
I feel like Groot like somehow like downgraded throughout the movies. Like they stopped showing him as much.
Well, in the first one, he was really a big character. In the second one, he was just baby Groot the whole time. And then in Avengers, he was teenage Groot. You don't want to see too much of a teenager. They're a pain in the necks.
It's just that like Groot had like its moments like as like the baby and everything, but I feel like
In Endgame,
they would, like give it just like one little strike that they would do and like that's it.
I don't think they want to over-cutify it. I think you'll see him be a bigger part of Guardians of the Galaxy
They
3.
still gonna grow.
I'm sure he'll be back to an adult.
I hope.
Maybe they'll make him talk. They did in the comics. He now talks like a normal person. I think that might ruin it for the movies, though.
Who is the best kid in the Vasa family?
Oh, behavior-wise? Well, Jimmy's out, okay? He's a clear number 7. Like, there's not even a close number 6. Like, I went downstairs today and he was outside rolling in the dirt.
He does it every day.
Why?
I don't know.
Probably Amy, and I'm not saying that because she's here, but it's probably Amy. People are probably annoyed at this. I apologize if you came in to hear about gaming because we have not talked about gaming much at all. Baby Groot was a marketing employee. No kidding. Everything about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a marketing employee, but it worked. The Grandmaster is the best? No, maybe not. Howard the Duck is the best MCU character? No, that's not even close to true. Come on now, you know that's not true. Have Jimmy on next? Jimmy's not here. All right, ask me some game questions. All right, Amy, thank you for coming. I appreciate Amy. She does a lot. You don't see it behind the scenes.
Peace out.
Alrighty.
Almost stuck in your cord.
Dwayne Johnson, who voices Groot, gets a special script with real lines for Groot so he knows what he's saying. Dwayne Johnson doesn't do Groot. It's Van Diesel, isn't it? Vin Diesel. Blah, 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 blah. Waiting for you to finish the History of Dice Tower series. Well, I did finish it. I mean, it's not finished because the History of Dice Tower is still going on, obviously. But I'll do the last couple, like the year, this last year and this year, and then the next. I'll wait a few years to do those. It's always better to look at things in hindsight, anyway. Stan Lee is the best MCU character. Actually, that's one of the things I dislike about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I didn't like the cameos. I felt that they were too contrived. I mean, one would have been fine, or if they... I think I would have liked the Stan Lee cameos a lot more if they had just been there and not a turn to the camera and really wink. Like, I don't like the Daredevil movie at all. But the fact that the Daredevil, he stopped Stan Lee from walking into traffic, that I liked. He was there. But it wasn't kind of like an in-your-face thing. It just happened to be. I was like, oh, that's Stan Lee. That's pretty cool. After a while, like Fantastic Four the second one was the worst. I know these aren't Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's kind of the same thing. And I just felt like it was overused to some point. It always kind of pulls me a little bit out of the movie, I think. But a lot of people like them, so that's just me. Would you do a top 10 games that fell off your top 100? Well, no, but I always do like my 200 to 100 anyway. You just look there, I guess. Will there be a top 100 games before Sam leaves? Our top 100 games is scheduled for January this coming year. In the last week's news, you mentioned Level 7 expansion Extreme Prejudice, but it came out in 2016. Then maybe there's some confusion. Maybe a press release came out for it, but it's because they're reprinting it. That might be what happened. What number of people you like playing Power Rangers with? I guess the full amount, which is 4. I think maybe you can play more than 4, but 4 worked really well. Do you like Power Rangers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows of the Past better? It's not even close. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows of the Past. Like I like it twice as much, probably. Did Jason play anything with Trey Parker? I don't think so. I think he just went and looked at the South Park studios. How connected are you to Trey Parker? Well, I met him and played games with him. Met him a couple times now. He's a very nice person. Any chance you could nudge him into creating a board game? I don't know that I nudge anyone into creating board games. Do you know what you're playing for the upcoming marathon? Well, I know a few of the games we're playing, but not all of them. We're still working on that, so that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the marathon. So we have another announcement about some more folks who are joining us for the marathon, but I think I'll hold that off till Thursday to Board Game Breakfast. Top 10 expansions that ruin the base game? I don't even think I could get 10. I don't know that a lot of expansions ruin it. Sometimes I don't like an expansion tremendously, but ruining it, I don't know that there's that many. As an aspiring game designer, what's the top advice you give me in the current climate of gaming? Don't design? No, that's mean. I don't mean that, but whew, you better be really on your game. Don't expect the game to do tremendously well because there's so many out there. People really want to just review. I mean, there's so many games out there, right? There's a ton. So the competition is fierce. How did you like Immortals? I thought it was fine. Is there a solid exit date for Sam yet? No, when there is, we'll probably announce it. Probably sometime in December. When will come the second part of your Essen loot? I have no idea. It's in America. I know that. Or at least most of the boxes have arrived in America. Most of them arrived last week between Wednesday and Friday. We've been tracking them on DHL. But last we knew they hit customs. So who knows? I fully expect to get them in, here a box, there a box, everywhere a box type situation. We'll see. Let's see. How late can I sign up for the Dice Tower Cruise? If you don't sign up this week, I don't think you're going to get in. We are literally about to hand the rooms back. So we have like 4 rooms left or something, but we can just give them back to the cruise. So we're about to do that. I think we have a good number of people coming on the cruise. We don't necessarily need more. You're certainly welcome to come or not, but I'm not like trying to sell these rooms per se. I'm really happy where we're at with the cruise. So, although. So a mystery has been occurring here. So this is an interesting story. So at Dice Tower Con, I think it was, Vernon Piper offered to paint Nemesis for me. one of the board games that we had, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And we're like, well, where is Nemesis? And when we looked for Nemesis, we noticed that a few games were missing. Nemesis, Mechs vs. Minions, Pulsar 2849, a few of our games are missing. But the two big ones were Nemesis and Mechs vs. Minions. I'm like, well, where are these games? I could not remember where the games where we had seen them last. I figured it was the cruise because I knew we had taken them on the cruise, both of them, but they disappeared. So we went through our storage units and looked through them, and they're not there at all. And so we've been like, well, were they misplaced? They're both big games. See, the library is now on shelves units, but before it was in shelf units, it was in boxes, and these were games that didn't necessarily make it into a box. Mechs vs. Minions was actually outside of a box. I know it was outside of a box because last year we loaded pallets up with these boxes. And the way we did this was we put all the games in a box, we weighed the boxes, I wrote the weight on the box. Well, when Mechs vs. Minion came, it was too big to put in the boxes that we were carrying, so I just wrote the weight on the box itself, which drove Jason and Kenny crazy, because I actually wrote on a game, but whatever, it was like 22 pounds or something. Or 12, I don't remember how many pounds it was, but I wrote the weight on the box itself. Anyhow, I just got an email over the weekend from someone who said that they bought Nemesis off eBay, got it, opened up the game, and inside saw stolen from the dice tower. Which I kind of write as a joke, but in this case, obviously it was stolen from the dice tower. Interestingly enough, the eBay seller was in Hialeah, Florida, which is in the Miami area. And so I went and looked at their sales, and also Mechs vs. Minions was there, and I looked at the box, the pictures of the box, and I could see the weight of the box written on the front. And no one else in the world has written the weight of Mechs vs. Minions on the front other than me. And actually, if you see the back of the box, you can see the library sticker. Now, I don't know who bought that one. But the person who bought Nemesis emailed me and said, did I buy a stolen copy? And I'm like, yeah, you did. But whatever, they paid for it. I'm not going to make them send me the game back and they lose out on their money. And that's a unfair thing. And I've already contacted Awakened Realms, and we haven't got it yet, but we're hoping to get a replacement for that. And same thing with Riot Games for Mechs vs. Minions. So, yeah, but it's an interesting thing, but I can't figure out. So we've been like really trying to figure this out. The eBay seller themselves, I don't think is problematic here, although I did mention to them, did you not notice it said stolen from the dice tower on the cover? They said they bought it at a garage sale. They're a very upstanding store. They have like 5 stars and everything, lots and lots of positive reviews, so they sell lots of toys. They said that they had picked it up at some garage sale somewhere in Miami Gardens. So the hunt continues. Now, how the games got there, this is my theory, is that it's a very, that the game somehow got stuck somewhere. Someone found them, took them. How do I get rid of them? Sold my garage sale. I'm hoping it was very, like, well, I don't know whose games these are. I'll get rid of them. I always try to assume the best, but it's still kind of an interesting situation, right? They're both fairly big games, and so yeah, it's a kind of a bummer. We're hoping to get both of them back in time for this year's cruise, but it's an interesting thing. I always assume that everybody who comes on a Dice Tower cruise or any of our conventions isn't going to steal. It has happened. One year at Dice Tower Con, someone stole like 17 games, and that sort of thing happens, and it's a very unfortunate thing. But I can't go around worrying about it all the time. I can put little tracker chips in them, right? Yeah, so it just was an interesting thing to happen over the weekend. Let's see here. My buddy's in the Navy and won't know his work schedule until 6 to 8 weeks before Dice Tower West. Does it look like tickets will still be available or probably not? I'm going to go with probably not. I've looked at the rate that they're selling out, and it seems like they're going to be sold out soon. We'll see. Top 10 wrestlers of all time? I don't know if I could do wrestlers. Big Boss Man is one of my favorite. Was it the Dudley Brothers? I like... The Big Show. I don't know. There's just various people I've liked over the years, but I don't watch wrestling that strongly, so I wouldn't even be able to give a really good reckoning of that. When is the marathon running? It's going to be running from 10 a.m. Monday morning, and we're going to run it to, I'm assuming, 2 p.m. the following day, which is longer than 24 hours, but there's a few things. We're going to have some videos from other people that will break up the moments in there. I'm really looking forward to it, but we're giving out, I think, like 16 games or so over the course of the time period, so that's exciting. Had the chance to talk to Sam and Essen and didn't have the courage, and now I never will. Oh, no one's ever saying Sam won't be at another Essen. You never know. Did you see the Jurassic Park Expandalone for Funkoverse? Are you sure you're thinking Funkoverse? There's a Jurassic Park game coming for the Restoration Games one, whose name has just slipped my mind. I don't think it's coming for Funkoverse. Have you ever combined all 3 Century games? Yes, I have played all 3 together. I really like Wingspan, but wish it had more player interaction. Feels like everyone's playing solo. What are your thoughts on that? I think the latest expansion fixes that a little bit, but I never thought it was a problem. There's a lot of games where I don't interact with the other players, and I don't really mind that much. Are you excited about Small World of Warcraft? It seems weird that I'm not. I'm just not a huge World of Warcraft fan, so it's okay. I think it's cool that it's happening. I'm excited about that. But I'm not excited about the game itself. I'm excited that it's happening. I'm glad. I want to see more people get into the game. Are you afraid people will start collecting these stolen from the Dice Tower games? I thought about that, right? But at the same time, then who are you going to show them to? You're going to show them to your friends? You just sit there and have it secret in your house? It's kind of a weird fan of the show to be. Not to mention, we do sell sometimes games from the library that have been taken out of the library, and they say stolen from the Dice Tower. Maybe I should put a sticker and be like, not stolen, or something like that. Like a, it's okay now type thing. Maybe I'll put that on those in the future. No, it's not in Homestead. It was in Miami Gardens, which is not near here. Again, just my interactions with the eBay person, they said something like, "Sorry that these got stolen from your store," blah blah blah. I don't think that they even know who we were. Again, I try to think the best of everybody, and it looks like the eBay store is fine in this regard. They probably did get them at a yard sale. I don't just how they get to the yard sale, who knows. They were all big games, probably were left behind. Some crew person found them. That's very possible, right? Things get lost sometimes, and that's things get misplaced and all. So that's probably what happened. Well, we're probably going to lose stuff as time goes by. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I've gotten over it. Like, I'm not all broken up over these things. It sucks a little bit, but at the same time, it will be fine. Has anyone from Dice Tower played Dune? I think Roy might at some point. Tom, have you fired anybody? No, I have not. Especially from the main folks here at the Dice Tower. I mean, volunteers and such, or people who've been part-time, there's things like that maybe have happened. But for example here, Sam is leaving because of, like he said, family things going on. Chris, our video editor, had to move on, but not for a lot. We loved Chris. We miss him dreadfully. And so those are the only 2 of the full-time employees that have left. So, we look forward to seeing people be involved with the Dice Tower, and sometimes they got to go. And various contributors and stuff have left in the past. We had one contributor way back when who left on a negative note, but for the most part, like Dan King and Bart the Chief and various people, they've all left on good terms, and now many of them are starting their own channels and doing things. It's very exciting. I haven't fired anybody from any job that I've only been a boss here, and I was a pastor of a church, but I didn't fire anybody there. Is it all Waking Realms games being given away? It's Awakening Realms games that are being given away, yes. How much do you like Imperial Settlers Empires of the North? Well, considering I probably won't be doing a review on it, I'll say that I really like it. I mean, I really like it. It was a fantastic, fun, entertaining game. Oh, Funkoverse is getting Jurassic Park. Huh. Well, I haven't seen the news for that. That's interesting. That both of the games are getting a Jurassic Park. Funkoverse and the one from Mondo/Restoration Games. Huh. Although the Funkoverse one, I think I'd be more... That's interesting because the Funkoverse one has Funko Pops. Like, Funko Pops people, fine, but Funko Pops dinosaurs? I guess there is such a thing. I think the other one's cooler. You'll actually have a T-Rex in the game. If you had a chance to play Dungeons & Dragons with Wizards of the Coast, would you? You mean like with people who work for Wizards of the Coast? I guess. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't think it's ever come up, really. Have you guys kept in touch with Derek at all? I talked to him for a while. He was at Essen with Board Game Geek running their streaming there. He seemed to be doing fine. We talked for a bit, actually. I saw him a couple times there when I swung by the booth. How much time do you spend editing and reshooting your videos? Well, Roy handles the editing, and every once in a while he'll come in and be like, Tom, you didn't record this part. Or something went wrong, and then I have to fix it. But I spend a lot of time shooting stuff. In fact, when I'm done here, I'm going to be shooting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. And then I'm heading over to the storage unit to work on our library for some time. And then we're going to go to Santa's Enchanted Forest as a family. Let's see here. What yet not announced hero for Marvel Champions you hope is coming soon? Iceman? I don't know. There's so many. In Essen, how much time do you have for yourself to go discover new games around the fair? I don't have a ton, actually. I don't know that there was any moment at Essen where I was just like, oh, I got free time now. I was always busy doing something. Are you able to share more about how the giveaways will work during the marathon? No, we'll just be having contests for people online. We'll ask questions, we'll announce winners, and hopefully you will enjoy it and have a great time. What's the best thing to tell non-gamers what kind of games you play when I ask? I'm just always very excited, always very positive, without putting down anything that they may like. So I'll say, oh man, board games are fantastic. I really enjoy them. Do you like board games? I always ask them that. And then whatever board game they say they like, I talk about how, oh, okay, I get that. Well, I like, and then I mention a game that somehow is tangentially related to the game that they say. So let's say they say Monopoly. I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, there's a lot of interesting things about Monopoly. There's a lot of buying and selling games that I like, too. Hey, Ticket to Ride. Now, Ticket to Ride doesn't have anything to do with Monopoly, right? But Ticket to Ride is a big board, putting things down on the board, drawing cards, and I talk about that. Or I'll talk about Catan and how there's trading in it. Something like that. Why does the PAX website say the top 10 you were doing as your last one? That was our last live. It's Sam's last live top 10 with us, maybe. I mean, if he shows up at another convention with us in the future. I just thought it would be a fun thing to put in there. The restoration game is unmatched. That's right. Funkoverse is adding Sadler, Grant, Ray Arnold, and a Raptor. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like both universes. Unmatched, I don't understand why Unmatched went out of my head. Unmatched is also fun. I think in this case, I'm more excited about the Jurassic Park being added to Unmatched. Now, this always invariably leads to which one's better, Funkoverse or Unmatched. I don't know. I like them both. Someday I might make a choice on that. Have you played games in a pool? No. Apple juice or fresh orange juice? I like orange juice way better than apple juice. How often do you get to play games more than 5 times after you review them? Hardly ever, but occasionally I do. I played Space Base way more than 5 times after I reviewed it. Ben says, keep up the great content. Looking forward to the Monday stream. Thanks, Ben. Bottom 10 X-Men. My least favorite X-Men? Well, I hate Cyclops. I don't like Cyclops at all. I don't like Magic either. So those are 2 I don't like. Character-wise, I like most of the X-Men. Storm comes off a bit arrogant sometimes, I feel, but I like her. I swing back and forth on Storm. I don't like Wolverine as much as everyone else does because I feel like he's overused. He's also like on 7 teams at the same time. He just feels like he's too powerful. Havoc's kind of a pain in the neck. I'm not a huge fan of Havoc. But for the most part, I kind of like the X-Men as a general matter of course. Like if the original ones... I didn't care as much about Angel. Archangel's kind of cool, though. How often do you play 5 to 6 player games as opposed to the usual 4? All depends what game I'm playing, really. Have you seen the Paula Deming on YouTube? Oh, yes, hilarious. And in fact, Paula Deming is a special guest on the upcoming cruise. Orange juice or apple cider? Now, see, that's a trickier question because apple cider is amazing. You know what? I still pick orange juice, I think, as if I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood for orange juice. Apple cider is a very specific thing, and hot apple cider, and I have to be in the mood for it. What did Cyclops ever do to you? Oh, nothing, but he was a real jerk in the last 5 or 6 years of the X-Men comics. What percentage of the games you play end up doing a review for? I would say about 98%, maybe higher. There is a few games I review that, I play that never get reviewed for various reasons. Magic is awesome. Havoc too. They have the coolest powers. I guess. I guess whenever one of the X-Men turns bad, and I see how they handle themselves when they're bad, and because Magic and Cyclops both were pretty bad during the Avengers vs. X-Men storyline. Not to mention Colossus and Emma Frost. I never liked her, but I always thought she was a bad guy. Emma Frost and even Colossus was kind of a dork. Colossus has always been a dork, though, in the X-Men universe. Gambit's cool. I like Gambit. I like Bishop. You don't like Cyclops, Storms, or Wolverine? What's left? Oh, there's tons of X-Men that are left. Iceman's my favorite. I like Beast a lot. I like Rogue and Gambit. I like Cannonball. I like X-23. I like... hang on, I'm going through all the different ones. I like the whole X-Factor. I like Forge. I like Strong Guy. Although I don't know that Strong Guy was technically ever an X-Man. Jamie Madrox, Multiple Man. I really like him. There's a lot of them. Our Need playthrough, that's coming up this Friday. So yes. Do I pay for most of the games I do reviews for, or they donate it? So almost every game that we review at this point is a review copy sent to us by the publisher. We don't necessarily buy them, although that does happen occasionally. There are many games that we review that we have bought, but I would argue highly against the fact that they're free, because we work really hard at putting out a review for them. When we're done, the game is likely going to go into the Dice Tower library. For the publisher, it's a pretty good deal, I think, because the review, even if it's a negative one, still gets seen by a lot of people. We usually do an unboxing for it. We do a review for it. It then goes into the library where, if I think it's good enough, where it goes to the retreat, the cruise, and Dice Tower East and Dice Tower West. That's a lot of exposure for a game. Remember, if a game costs $50 for you to buy in the store, it probably costs the publisher maybe $8 or $9, maybe $11 or whatever. It seems like a pretty good deal. We're not doing it to get board games. Oh, for sure. I don't need more board games. My personal collection is really tiny at this point in time. Although I do own the Dice Tower library, right? But that question comes up a lot, and I think people are like, ooh, if I start doing board game reviews, I get free games. And I think that's something that when you first start doing board games, is pretty cool. You're like, wow, free games show up. And don't get me wrong, I don't ever want to lose that magic if board games show up and you're like, wow, this is neat, a cool game, okay? I never want to lose that. That's a fun thing. It's a cool thing. But at the end of the day, it is something we work for, and I never sit there and think, whew, I'm glad we do this to get the free games. No. The company sending us games means that that's a less of a cost for the Dice Tower to buy those games. Instead, we can put that money on other things that we need to do. Alrighty, well, that is that. I think, folks, that's the end of today. So we'll see you all. So live stuff that's coming up this week. There's nothing live tomorrow because we're working on a project tomorrow that will be going live the following week. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Wednesday is our crowd surfing show. Thursday, live board game breakfast, as well as top 10 games every gamer should have. And then Friday, our live playthrough. And then we move on to the next week. Once again, happy Veterans Day to everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic time. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and you've been watching Live Q&A on the Dice Tower.